This is David Carr. If you don't know, Derek Carr's brother, he was in the league. His first overall selection to the Houston Texans. Basically got the crap beat out of him. I think he was sacked over 100 times, 120 times in his career. His brother went through his footsteps through Fresno State. And now he does podcasts. You see him on the TV as well as an analyst. And I'm going to show this. Now, this is the video. This is Harvester Sports, a channel / podcast that David does. This is what he had to say. Let's do it.
Hello, fans of Harvester Sports. There's been a long-awaited podcast that we've talked about doing for several weeks now. And yes, we do have a ton of fun content. But look, let's be honest. It's my brother. And he's going to go find another job. He's going to try and play quarterback in the NFL again with another team. And right now, it's a little touchy, okay? There's some things going on. They're trying to work a trade. Derek has to accept the trade.
Derek has to accept the trade, so he could do one of these to the Raiders and say no trade clause.
Mark Davis tried to trade me once. It didn't work out.
Mark Davis. This is a tweet from the end of the year. Basically, Mark said David instead of Derek. I mean, I know a lot of sportscasters do that at times, but when you're the owner of the franchise and that's your player, I would hope you would get the name right. I know it's close, the D, but come on, Tommy boy.
Saying all that, yes, eventually we'll shoot a podcast. It'll be fun. We'll dig into what all went wrong and that enjoyable season that we all got to enjoy together on the couch in the stadium, depressed.
That season we all got to enjoy together on the couch in the stadium, nice and depressed. So shots are being fired on this one, guys. You can read between the lines here.
Excited at times, but left a little bit unsatisfied. I know the Raider fans.
A lot of bit unsatisfied. 10-7 to 6-11. That's a lot of bit unsatisfied there, David.
Are excited to dig into this, to learn about what happened inside the walls in Las Vegas. We're excited to tell you, but I think we're going to have to wait a little bit, right? If you really think about it, pause the video.
Okay, I will, David. If you think about it, we got to wait a little bit. Pause the video. So to me, David is a clown face, says Dominique. Dominique also says one of the biggest busts in NFL history. Yes and no. We can talk about that in the QA session, but take a minute. Let's think about that. We got to wait. What do we got to wait for? What does Derek Carr have to wait for, really? He doesn't have to wait. Not if he wanted to acquiesce and be traded. To me, this sounds like, no, we're going to wait until the 15th and let us go so I can go pick my own new team. Plus the fact that a lot of people think that teams aren't going to want to be saddled with $40 million guaranteed up front. I don't think that's a huge deal, to be honest with you, because I think it would be renegotiated. He might get that $40 million in a new contract guaranteed at some point, but I think as part of the trade, there's a lot of times where people are traded and their contracts are renegotiated. I don't think that's a huge stickler. I'm taking this right now as David kind of trolling the Raiders, trolling the organization, trolling Mark Davis. I mean, it's kind of a low bar. I mean, Tommy boy, but let's move on. He told us to wait and think about this. I think I've thought about it enough. Let's hear what else he has to say.
Think about it, right? You'd wait a little bit. We're going to wait, okay?
We're going to wait. We're going to wait, okay. Now, is he talking about waiting to do another podcast until the dust is settled? Maybe. Or maybe he's saying Derek's going to be waiting until he gets cut on the 15th and doing this to the Raiders, and the Raiders don't get nothing for him. Or maybe both. Maybe it's double here. Let's move on.
We're going to wait. Derek's going to find a new team.
We're going to wait. Derek's going to find a new team. Wouldn't that be the onus of the Raiders and the organization to be finding new teams and then bounce them off of Derek for him to waive the no trade clause? So Derek wouldn't be finding any new teams. So unless, of course, he was cut and he's a free agent, then they'd be finding new teams.
Raiders are going to move on. The Raiders will have a new quarterback. Maybe it's Tom Brady. That was exciting, right?
Oh, maybe it's Tom Brady. That's exciting, right? So that's a little jab at the Raiders, and that's a little jab at Tom Brady. I mean, seeing how he played last week, he knows the Raider Nation has very little love for Tom Brady going all the way back to January 19th, 2002.
You guys enjoyed that the other day? That'd be fun. You guys do great. So we'll talk about that. We'll dig into it.
Talk about it.
And we'll see what happens after the dust settles, but just got to wait a little bit longer. Thanks.
Yeah, wait a little bit longer. Ooh. Okay, so that's basically my take. This guy is basically saying between the lines that he's not going to be traded. Derek's going to pick his team. Could it be that he means that he's going to be perusing trade offers? Maybe, but again, with the timing issue, when the dust settles, aka when Derek's on a new team, whether it's a trade or what I think is cut and free agent pickup in March, they're going to come out with a podcast, a tell-all behind the walls. That would be very favorable, right, for the organization? No. So, to me, this is a big old middle finger and him getting his little thug on. I'm going to give him a little thug life there. Thug life, David Carr. Just don't get sacked, my man. Just don't get sacked.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.